Who is the mysterious and almost mythical Anomander Rake? The Lord of Moonspawn, Son of Darkness, the Knight of High House Dark. This is one of the main questions that Gardens of the Moon poses. While we get some facts, like him being 20,000 years old, being black-skinned with silver hair, being soul-taken, being over 7 feet tall, and wielding a big hunk of a sword called Dragnipor, many of his more mysterious characteristics are not revealed to us yet in Gardens of the Moon. Especially his past, his motivation, and the source of his power is not revealed to us yet. So let me tell you his story, as spoiler-free as possible, but of course there will be spoilers for his character, but not for events in general. Be aware though of the enjoyment of finding out about these facts by yourself. If you want to do so, click away now. They were warned, Shadow Throne. I want one thing understood. You may prove my match here, especially if your rope is about. But I promise you, it will be messy, and there are those who will avenge you. Your existence, Shadow Throne, could become uncomfortable. Now, I've yet to lose my temper. Withdraw your realm's influence from the proceedings, and I will leave it with that. This is how Anomander threatens a god not to interfere, after just killing 2 of his Hounds of Shadow, which we have seen wreak havoc all book long. This, as well as the Siege of Pale, introduces us to the power level of Anomander. And as the books go on, we understand more and more about the power level of the character that is Anomander Rake. In this same scene I just mentioned, he also refers to our good Captain Paran as mortal, which directly implies that he is immortal. One might think this is just because he is a Tistandi, a race which can grow very old. But no, instead he is also an Ascendant. In the 4th book, House of Chains, it is revealed to us by his still mortal brother Anderist that he became an Ascendant by taking on Draconian blood. So he went from the almost immortal and almost not aging race of the Tistandi to the true immortal and ageless Ascendants, as well as being able to transform into a huge dragon. Remember when I told you that Rake is 20,000 years old? Well, that was kind of a lie which Erickson told us in Gardens of the Moon. He is actually at least 300,000 years old, which we know because the Carcanos trilogy covers his youth and it's set 300,000 years in the past. By taking on Draconian blood, he is immune to even the slight amount of aging which makes itself obvious in his brother Anderist. This timescale makes itself known in how Anomander behaves. Everyone in Malazan is playing checkers, while Anomander is playing chess. Throughout the main 10 books, Rake is trying to right an ancient wrong, while everyone else is preoccupied with current events. I won't talk about this here for spoiler reasons, but it is related to his cursed sword Dragnipor, with which he slayed its original creator Draconis. Now, the Carcanos trilogy isn't fully released yet. In the 3rd book, we expect to see at least his clash with Draconis and Anomander taking on Draconian blood, by which he probably also gains his magical prowess. We know this because these events have been revealed to us in the main 10 books and in side series. However, this information might be false, because Erickson does like to bait readers into conclusions which then don't happen. But still, these events combined with over 300,000 years of training and being genetically gifted has now put him on a level playing field with gods. Because of his righteous journey to heal Corald Galain and thereby his people, the Tistandi, many people regard Rake as the single hero in the flawed world that is Malazan. And this probably is true for the main 10 books. However, in the Carcanos trilogy, we do get to see flaws in the Son of Darkness. Despite his title, which derives from First Son of Mother Dark, which means that he is the favorite child of the goddess of the Tistandi, his relationship with her is very strained in the Carcanos trilogy. His relationship with his brothers, Silkos Ruin and Anderist, is also very rocky in the trilogy. He tries for the entirety of the book Fall of Light to console his grieving brother Anderist. In this process, he completely forgets about his other brother, Silkos Ruin. Anomander's absence also leads to Carcanos, their main city, being without the clear lead. So as we can see, Anomander did make some mistakes which still have consequences to this day. The stoic image we see of Anomander in Gardens of the Moon has always been his nature. Thoughtful, wise, strong, and everything else one should aspire towards. But such a character can only be formed through strife, despair, and grief. He has witnessed his people almost wiped out, his homeland destroyed, and has the constant pressure of having to feed his cursed sword Dragnipur, as well as singularly devastating events, which would be too spoiler heavy to go into. So while his morals and virtues should be aspired to, the tragic journey he had to undertake to get there should never be dismissed. Even a man such as him was not able to prevent disaster from striking down everything he loved, but no one can say he didn't try. If you like this video and want to see more Malazan or epic fantasy content, please subscribe.